Hello and welcome back to Everybody Hates Barney, and we're going to be fighting this guy. He is literally a guy that was attempting to attack us alongside another vassal, but I actually chased the other one off, divided them, and now this guy doesn't really want to fight. So we're going to teach him a little bit of a lesson here. And I'm actually still hoping, wait a minute, do I even have enough control skill to get to 275 in throwing? I can't remember. I think we need to check that out real quick after this. But yeah, what we're also going to be doing is in this episode we're going to do our whoa, did you see that? That guy just went flying somewhere. Okay, that was hilarious. Yeah, I wish we had more of that actually. I really do want more of the ragdoll physics. I think that's super funny. I always love those, but unfortunately, it doesn't happen every time. So, yeah, kind of unfortunate. But anyway, point is, what we're actually going to do is we're going to try to scout. We're going to try to scout for a potential target for our eventual takeover of the world. Obviously, I'm probably not going to be taking over the entire world, you know, in the series in general, because I think that would just turn into repetitive kind of content, and I don't really think that's particularly necessary in the grand scheme of things. However, and this is where the big however comes in. What I will be doing is I will attempt to try to, obviously we've already technically founded our faction, so obviously me saying, oh, we will attempt to found a faction. No, we've already created our kingdom. So we don't really need to worry about that. However, one thing we haven't done is have a fully secure town that is extremely stable and has very little problem to worry about, right? Because we do not, we actually don't have that ability right now. We don't have the ability to, take something and then be completely and utterly fine. One thing, obviously, now that we do have a kingdom, and I have a huge amount of influence and all that wonderful stuff, I can potentially create some parties. Obviously, that's a thing that I've actually thought about doing for a while now, but the thing is, and this is where the main problem comes in, the thing is, it is actually kind of difficult to make that work. Not from any perspective, but just from the fact that we have no troops. We have very, very few troops. So the only way that I can actually make that work is, you guessed it, literally just running around recruiting as many people as possible. And I'm talking about random recruits here, which I think is, I'm not going to be recruiting these guys, obviously, but I was just opening that menu to illustrate random recruits. But yeah, anyway, let's force the notables to give us some troops here. And yeah, I'm not going to take the prisoners. It's just going to slow us down for no reason whatsoever. We got loot. We got loot from this. Oh, okay. That's actually interesting. And yeah, so we can obviously then take these Britannian volunteers. So here's the thing. Obviously, I am thinking to myself right now that Byram would actually be a pretty good party leader. As you can see, he's pretty. I mean, he's obviously. I have no idea what his stats are like in general. Should I even look? Should I even bother to look and actually see? I don't think it really makes any difference. I mean, she's absolutely fantastic. She's got great leadership. Look at this. What a beast. Actually, maybe we should make her the person. I don't know. I mean, basically, the funny thing about characters in Bannerlord is that they generally don't seem to have that much of an identity. That's one of the things that I've always felt is a bit of a shame about them going away from the static companions, because obviously in Warband, companions had a very stark personality. They were extremely different from each other. They had different names, they had different personalities, and it now comes down to the fact that we just kind of randomly find people. I understand why they did this, though. I understand why Tale Worlds went to the randomized options, because it does inherently mean there's a lot more variety, but I do miss that static companion feeling, because there was always a feeling of, oh, you start a new game and you just go, oh yeah, I really want to get Jeremus, I want to get Jeremus. I want to get whoever. And it just made sense, you know, from just a pure, you know, whatever perspective. It just made sense from, you know, starting a new game and just going, yeah, I want these companions, and they all have and some of them have problems with each other, of course. And I personally feel like that's really cool. I love the fact that they had problems with each other. I love the fact that they were arguing with each other, even though that was an annoying mechanic, you know, from a gameplay perspective. Thematically, that makes sense, you know? It 100% makes sense, because they're obviously, you know, of course, you know, some companions are going to have problems with other people, right? And I mean, that's just how life is. So I actually really liked that. But obviously, as it stands, you know, I can't really do anything about that right now. But, you know, I'm just saying, I feel like that is a very, very cool thing. Okay, so she's obviously a companion now that, now a party, shall we say. And let me actually just see, can I increase my... let me see. Can I increase my party size? Yeah, I could do this, but I'm not a tier 5 clan, am I? No, I'm tier 4, so basically it makes no real... I guess no real difference. I mean, we could... I guess we could do it. I mean, it doesn't really make any difference, but we might as well. Let's see what else we have. Let's see what else. Maybe there's going to be actually something kind of reasonable here. I'm thinking magistrates, actually, because town security increased by 1 per day, town taxes reduced by 5%. I don't really need cash, and I personally feel like cash is not going to be saving us, but security could potentially save us a little bit. This is also going to be fantastic too. Let's go for bailiffs as well, because once we do get a town, it is actually going to be exceptional. This is also really, really good. Hunting rights, food production. Don't really know whether we need food production a huge amount, but it's available. You know, it's available if we want it. Clans lose 1 influence per day. I'm gaining 5.8 influence, so I'm not really wanting to do anything with this until I have the ability to generate more influence, but I think that's actually okay. Let's go over to our party screen again. Okay, so who's actually going to be a relatively good one otherwise? I mean, he's good from a steward perspective, but I think I actually have... Yeah, no, I have the most steward. It's actually hilarious. Once Barney dies, you know, whenever that may be, we are going to have a huge problem. And that's the thing. I don't know. Should I go and get another spouse? Should I marry someone else? Because again, I'm gonna have to use the console to do that, and I didn't really want to further use that because I don't know. No, I'm just gonna leave it for the moment. Just gonna leave it. But yeah, we're otherwise just gonna create. I mean, this guy's got good steward skill. I don't really want to lose him, to be honest, to being a party. But I guess we will for the moment. Let's just do that. We can always disband his party if we so desire, just in case, you know, because he's generally our person that we rely on to be our governor, right? You know, he's our governor, so. It would actually be really nice if we could continue to use him, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so could you yes, could you join my army? Oh, thank you. Okay, there we are. Okay, wonderful. So now what we're going to do is go into every single one of these little places here, and we are going to just, you know, force them to give us recruits, because we need them. We need them super badly now, because we have just lost over 50 people. So it's very important that we get more. And let me see. Did I actually take someone prisoner? I think I did, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so let's just execute him real fast. And that's the funny thing. So as I said to you, we do want to try and scout for a potential target. But scouting for a potential target may be easier said than done. Because from a relatively objective standpoint, do you think I can fight these guys? Why are they chasing me so hard? No, I think I can definitely fight these guys. I'm not entirely sure why they're attacking me right now, but yeah, I guess we'll take them on. This is kind of strange, bit weird, but yeah. As you can see, I'm actually not going to be getting to 275. I don't have 7 in control skill, because I actually do need to get my athletics to 200. So if I do get the opportunity, I'll get off my horse and I'll do a little bit of damage you know, on foot. That's probably going to be the best course of action there. I actually wonder, do you think the enemy is going to attack us? If they attack us, this is going to be fantastic. Let's put these guys over here. Let's put them over here. Let's get these guys into a shield wall formation. And where otherwise, I don't have that much cavalry. Yeah, don't have that much cavalry. That's a little bit worrying to a certain degree, but I think we should be fine. Anyway, yeah, so scouting out of town. So scouting out of town is, as I said, easier said than done. However, I feel like we probably have a pretty decent shot at it if we can just find something that we might be able to force into some kind of rebellion. Because if we can force a rebellion, I don't know, usually that would be a very, very good strategy. Because utilizing some kind of rebellion, especially when you're not at war against anyone else, is going to be a great way for you to capture a town in in normal circumstances. But unfortunately for me, because I am indeed in this World War state where we are just being attacked from every single angle, it does make things a little bit more complex, because it means that I now have to consider everyone an opponent. Everyone's going to be gunning for us pretty dramatically. And I feel like that is kind of harsh, because, again, if we do end up taking something, let's say that we go, I don't know, let's say we go to the Aserai. If we go to the Aserai and we try to take something from them, we are inherently, even if we force a rebellion, we're inherently going to be fighting the Aserai. It doesn't really matter whether we force rebellion there or not, you know what I mean? So that's the main problem with that. Because if we did actually have an opportunity to force a rebellion and we weren't at war, then it would be very, very simple. Because we would force the rebellion, we'd attack the rebel faction, we wouldn't be at war with the Aserai, or anyone else for that matter in that area, and we would just basically single out that town. And that's obviously perfect. That's wonderful, wonderful strategy. But obviously being at war with everyone kind of puts a spanner in the works, as it were. And it kind of makes it much more difficult to do. So I'm now in a bit of a quandary about how to proceed. But I guess actually, you know what? The best thing about going for a rebel town is it does mean that a lot of the enemies that you would normally fight are not actually going to be fighting you in those cases, because they're just going to be chilling. They're just going to be chilling because they're going to be like, oh yeah, no, that's just a rebel town. We don't need to worry about the rebel town, do we? I mean, they're going to be less worried about the rebel town than someone randomly attempting to besiege their own property, as it were. Because if they own a town, they're much more likely to defend it, right? So I guess that is one benefit from us forcing some kind of rebellion situation. So shall we take a look after this? What I'm going to do... Oh, okay. Oh, they took them... Oh, no. They took Caladog prisoner. Oh, dear. Okay, yes. We're going to have to do something about that. We're going to have to get... Caladog from... one of our party members, which is not exactly great. I'm not a big fan of that. It's always annoying having to speak to them, actually. Oh well, never mind. It's easy enough, isn't it? Easy enough for us to do that. So let me just very quickly get all of this stuff. Is this even worth? It's probably not even worth, to be honest. I mean, it's literally only 3,000 experience, but... I guess it's better than nothing, right? I mean, it did level up 11 people, so I suppose it's kind of decent. Yeah, well, whatever the case. Okay, so, let me see here. So what do I want to do? Okay, so first of all, I want to speak to this guy. Can I... Okay, they got prisoners. Yeah, let's transfer this guy. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much. And then we can execute Caladog. Boom, he's out of there. So that is indeed the leader of the Patanians. And then obviously whoever is his heir is going to be taking over, and they're probably going to be pretty annoyed at what I've just done here. So Kind of hoping that we're not going to have too many issues. Funny enough, though, a lot of my... Look at this. My two parties now only have 11 and 23. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I was a little bit dubious about making some parties, because they are inherently going to be basically useless. Because, and this is the point. You see exactly what's happening right here. Look what's happening. They do not recruit. They're actually following the rules. They're following the rules of the challenge, which is actually hilarious. They're following the rules just by sheer coincidence, where they're not actually recruiting from villages. So that's quite funny, but yeah, that does put a little bit more pressure on me specifically, because I am going to have to then give them troops. And that's something that I never usually like doing in general. I'm actually someone that is kind of not really pleased about doing micromanagement most of the time. Yeah, micromanage... What? You've already done hostile action in this village recently? No, I haven't. Are you joking? I haven't done hostile action in that village. Are you serious? Okay, that's kind of weird. Alright. I'm going to assume that's a bug of some kind, surely. Oh, well, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, let's just attack here, and then we'll just continue doing this. Okay, please give me more than just 6. More than just 6, please. More than just 6. I mean, really? Are you serious? Wow, we're getting really, really unlucky, actually, with the amount of troops that we're getting from the recruits here. I think... Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. Is there actually a rebel town right now that I can take advantage of here? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, so let's take a look. So which town do you think is actually going to be somewhat useful for us? Because I'm thinking right now, I'm thinking Charis. I'm thinking Charis or GALEND. GALEND is... Yeah, there's a lot of forests around there, which is pretty good. You know, a lot of forests around there. They have 3 villages tied to that, right? Yeah, 3 villages tied to that. That's not actually that bad. That's pretty good. We could raid all those villages, reduce the loyalty that way. We could do a number of other things to reduce it. And GALEND is pretty far away from a lot of other things. And there are 2 escape routes. Maybe a third one? Yeah. It looks like you can actually go around this way. So there may be 3 escape routes for us. So if we can cause a rebellion there, that might actually be pretty good. I don't really want to go into snow territory. Okay, I don't want to go into snow territory. So that's obviously, you know, a big deal. Apart from that, we could go to a Khuzait town. Odok is looking okay. I mean, they've got quite a few villages. They've got, what, how many? 3, right? Yeah, 3 villages. Yeah. Could go here. Hussein Folk, or whatever it's called. They have, what, 4 villages? 2? 3? Yeah, 3 villages by the looks of things. I don't see another one, but... yeah, anyway, so 3 villages there as well. And I was also thinking about maybe, I think Kuyaz is a bit too risky, because it's right there, you know what I mean? I feel like we need something that is kind of like in a corner somewhere. I'm liking Charis right now. Let's go over there and see let's see what's happening over there and see what we can do. I'm kind of intrigued. So first of all, let's just continue doing this. I'm actually going to be making my way there by myself. I'm not going to show you all the recruits that I'm going to get, because let's face it, there's a huge amount of them, and it's just very annoying, busy work. So I will just continue doing that, and hopefully we'll get enough to be able to launch a siege, even though the siege is looking pretty not so good right now. Alright, so I got a bit of a situation on our hands here. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is a bit of a disaster, isn't it? Alright, so I finally did get to 2... Wow, okay. I'm actually very surprised I got to 275 in scouting. As you can see, we are getting 0.1% party speed for every skill point above 200. Which is kind of good. Isn't that kind of good? I mean, 10 points, so 210 would be 1%, right? So we are getting, what is it, 7.5%, I guess? If my mathematics is correct, which I highly doubt, but yes, there you go. Anyway, let's go straight on in and actually see what we can do. This is going to be a bit of a, as I say, a troublesome situation. I've actually been attempting to get these Vlandians in a battle for the good part of the last 5-10 minutes, basically. Because they've been annoying, you know, they've been annoying. They've been basically just, running away from me all the time. And, well, I was finally able to get them into a situation here. Okay, so obviously, as you might expect, in my time off screen, I have been recruiting, I've been converting prisoners, and, well, most of my people are now indeed recruits and tier 2, tier 3 people. I did do quite a lot of fighting in between, and I was kind of hoping that that would actually offset some of the power differential that we have as a result of having so many recruits, because obviously recruits are gonna be terrible. They're gonna be absolutely terrible. They're not gonna be particularly strong or fantastic for any reason or another. But we should have a somewhat decent time here, or at least I hope so. I mean, unfortunately, my archers don't seem to be particularly useful. I'm not entirely sure why. We do have quite a few Botaniad Fiant champions, but apparently they're not actually doing much. How many do I have? 27. I have 27 on the field and they're not doing anything? Are you serious? Okay, that's actually kind of disappointing, to be honest. I thought to myself, oh yes, we're going to have a great time here. I'm going to be able to inflict so much damage. But unfortunately for me, no. That doesn't seem to be the case. Which is very sad. Okay, well, let's just try and kill some of their, well, I was hopeful that I could kill some of their lords, but it's probably not going to happen. Maybe. I can't really see who's who, to be honest. Seeing any of these lords is very, very difficult. They all look the same. Well, never mind. they look the same as their regular cavalry and things like that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Their cavalry is finally charging in. This is absolutely fantastic for us. This is perfect, because if they charge in, this is an absolutely awful place for them to fight. Let's tell my cavalry to charge in. Actually, not my archers. Tell my cavalry to charge in, and maybe they can actually do something. We might need to retreat and come back in. Do we need to retreat and come back in? I don't think so. We're actually destroying them. I am so... Well, actually, I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, look at the environment that we're fighting in right now. It's absolutely favoring us like no one's business. It's not a... It's not a question of strategy or skill here. It's a question of environment, and I'd actually say, you know what? I feel like that is actually more often the case than pretty much anything else. I mean, just look at every single monumental battle in history. Most of the time, I'm not going to say most of the time. Okay, let me just scratch that real quick. Some of the time, yes. Strategy and tactics do come into it, but the environment and taking advantage of that environment, that's where that's where the power comes in. That's where someone like me has the opportunity to basically just breeze through an entire battle just because, well, I mean, you've seen exactly what's happened here. This is not me doing this. This is literally just the game giving me an absolutely wonderful map layout, and that's it. That's what it's doing. I'm not doing this. This is not me choosing this battlefield. It's just random. Obviously, you can technically, and now this is a thing that obviously is very cool, and I absolutely love this feature. But basically, Bannerlord and indeed Warband, to a certain extent, they both had this system somewhat implemented. Well, Bannerlord has it a little bit more implemented than Warband did. But basically, when you're on the world map, you can kind of influence what sort of battlefield you may get. So, for example, if you're on a hill So if you're on a huge incline or something like that, or if you're on a mountain or a, you know, something that gives you a bit of a height advantage like we do have right here, that usually is reflected in the battlefield itself. So yeah, you just see what happens when we actually get out of here. When we get out of the battle, you'll see how the world map looks, and then we'll see whether it actually aligns with what we've just experienced. Because this is obviously quite mountainous. It's a bit of a hillside here, and we are on the top of the hillside, whereas the opponent, they're all down below in sort of like a valley-ish area with a bunch more trees and things like that. And that has obviously made things very, very simple for me, and, well, look at what's happened. They just got absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Very, very nice indeed. I only got 22 renown for such an amazingly large battle? Okay, well, that's a little bit... that's a little bit disappointing, to be honest, but oh well, never mind. You know, it's just how it is. Let's take a bunch of tier 4s and tier 3s. I will not be taking any tier 5s. It's basically pointless in my opinion. It's going to take way too long to convert all those, and I'm not a big fan of waiting that long. So yeah, anyway, let's just get some additional gloves for this guy. Let's get some more horses. New gloves for Orgunda here. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything else really, really good here. So I will just do this. We'll take the horses as well. Huge amounts of experience gain, which is really, really nice. And now let's take a look and actually see. Do we have a herding problem? We do not. Okay, we have more people behind us, by the way, which is actually very, very funny. Yeah, but look at this. Look at how much level ups we have. Oh yeah, this is crazy good. Okay, yeah, let's get more of this. Thank you. There we are. Fantastic. And now, let me just think about this for a real quick second. There isn't really anything to think about, but these guys are going to run away from me in just a second. They are 100% going to run. There's no way they're going to be attacking us. I do have 200 in leadership now, so, here we go. Okay, this is perfect. So, 50% increased recruitment rate for ranged or infantry prisoners. What do we want? What do we want? That's the question. That's a little bit of a problem situation, isn't it? Okay, let's just take a quick look here. What do I want the most? Well, what do I have the most? I do have quite a lot of infantry. I do have a lot of ranged as well. Most recruits are infantry. So I'm thinking infantry right now. Yeah, let's just do infantry. There are more units that are going to be infantry than there will be archers most of the time. You know, just from a pure generalized standpoint. However, I do actually prefer the secondary effect of Trusted Commander, which gives you plus 20% experience for troops when they're sent to confront the enemy. Because we obviously do quite a few auto-resolves, and gaining additional experience for auto-resolves, I mean, that's always great, right? But I am going to take lead by example, just for the sheer fact that there are more infantry to convert than pretty much anything else that we have available here. Okay, should I increase my two-handed skills some more? Or medicine? I'm thinking Doctor's Oath would be pretty fun. Do we have a medic, by the way, still? Do we not have a medic? Nope. Okay. We still don't have a medic. That is the most pitiful thing in the world. Oh, that is terrible. Okay, are you still following me? Wow, you are really, really funny. These guys are super funny. Alright, yeah, unfortunately for me, there do seem to be a bit of a problem here. Let me inspect your troops. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so what do you have? Yeah, you got this one. And he has... He has two of these. Wow, I'm actually really surprised. Why do they have... Yeah, I don't know. Why do they have anyone? That is so funny. Why did they get the opportunity to take them prisoner instead of me? That's really strange. Okay, well, whatever the case, we are going to just execute them all. Thank you very much. Get them out of the way. Yes, there we go. All right, so basically what we can do now is, as I said to you before, we are obviously going to be raiding the villages of GALEND. I know I said earlier in the episode that I was going to go to Charas and do that, and I was kind of that's the thing, I was kind of deciding between the two, but then I realized, yeah, you know, Charas is a bit too, shall we say, a bit too easy to corner you, if you know what I mean. There aren't that many escape routes, at least from what I can tell. I mean, obviously it very much depends on how you think about it, because sometimes you could basically get away from pretty much any situation. But there are many cases where that's not the case, so, you know, why not? Anyway, as you can see, they basically do not want to deal with me whatsoever. They do not want to... Oh, hello? Oh, you're very slow? Ooh, this is a death sentence for you. This is a death sentence for you. I'm very sorry to hear that. Goodbye. There we go. You are now my prisoner. Alright, so, yeah, otherwise, I'm gonna just continue. I'm not gonna actually take too many prisoners here, mostly because I just don't want to slow myself down even further. That's the main problem here. Actually, wait a minute. There is something I wanted to do. Someone actually said that I had a huge amount of saddles, so I should probably take a look at that, actually. I haven't done that yet. So let's just take a quick... Oh, wait a minute. Was that something really good? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's actually okay. Yeah, we can give that to someone. Why not? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. What about this? No, that's actually not that good. No, we're fine. Okay. So yeah, anyway, so I have a lot of saddles apparently. Where are the saddles? Yeah, we have a load. Yeah, we got 37, 35, 34. Yeah, so let's just get rid of a couple of saddles. That is indeed going to actually provide us with a lot of experience gain. Look at that, 8,000 just from the saddles. That's pretty nice. There we go. Pretty cool. Got some hideouts nearby as well, which might actually be somewhat useful. And let's just raid the village. This is obviously going to draw attention, but I am kind of confident, quietly confident, that I'll be able to pretty much handle anything that the Valandians have to offer right now. Yeah, one thing I want to do as well is I actually want to execute that person we just got. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. She might actually escape. Hopefully she won't escape. I don't think they can actually escape from me, can they? Because I think we do have the 2 perks that give me 50%. Isn't that right? Don't we have that? I'm not entirely sure if that actually reduces the likelihood that they're going to escape by 100%, because that's the thing. I'm not sure where it scales from, because the percentage chance for an escape, the value associated with that, I'm not sure whether the value is different from just having a basic percentage chance, or whether that is actually reliant on just just the thing that we've got, which is -50, -50, because we have that across the board. So that's obviously fine. Let's actually see. Can we actually do battle here? You're walking through trees. That is a huge mistake, sir. That is a huge, huge mistake. Okay, I guess we will be doing battle again. Oh, I didn't even look at the environment before. Oh, I completely forgot to look at the environment on the world map when we came out of that battle. My bad. Oh well, as you can see, this is kind of a similar situation to what we have, on the world map. There's water over there, and we're on a hill, and yeah, it's kind of similar. So you can kind of get the point that I was trying to make earlier. Anyway, let's just move a little bit. Oh, I don't really like this. This is not a This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the situation that I'm not a big fan of here. This is where we are maybe gonna have some problems. I mean, I have a lot of archers, and they have leveled up quite dramatically, so maybe it's actually gonna work out. Let's move my footman over there, get their shield wall, there we go, and... Ooh, wait a minute. Are the archers actually... Wait a minute. I'm just gonna charge. I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah, let's go. Come on now. Oh, yeah. No. These guys... Oh, they don't even know. They don't even know. Oh, this is bad news bears for them. This is super bad news bears for them. They are so done. They are so done from this perspective now, because they have no idea that they have just they've 100% gotten out of position, as you can see right here. Look at the kills. Look at the kills we've got currently going on. There is nothing they can do about this. The only thing they could have done was move their... I mean, literally, they didn't move their archer. They moved their archers into the front. It's me, you know. We're playing against me, basically, right here. Because that's what I do. I move my archers into the front, and then everyone says, why'd you move your archers into the front, you imbecile? And then I go, yeah, well, yeah, it's just because I did that because of, you know, reasons. No, I just make mistakes sometimes. But the fact is, these guys made such a huge error that they are now like this. They're done. They are so done. Wow. I'm really surprised. Yeah. And this is the funny thing. This isn't even due to the environment now. This is, you know, this is not due to the environment. This is due to a misplay on the enemy side. And the funny thing is, you saw what happened in the previous battle. We didn't actually have a misplay from the enemy at all. I felt like they actually played that relatively nicely. But the way that the environment was, it just made no difference. There was nothing they could do. You know, they were basically just out of luck. There would be no way for them to do anything from that point onwards. So, you know, that's not their fault, really. Anyway, let's just speed things up a little bit, and that should be a victory for us with very minimal casualties, of course. And my companions are actually getting a lot of kills, surprisingly getting a lot of kills. I usually don't really think that companions get that many kills in general. You know, there's only been a handful of companions in the past that have actually been somewhat, I wouldn't say useful, but have been, you know, carrying their weight. And I'm mostly talking about Mengus. I'm talking about Mengus in one of the Europe 1100 series that I created a while ago. And he was... I'm going to say it right now. In my opinion, he was an anomaly. I don't think we're ever going to see a companion like that again. Maybe. I don't know. It depends. Maybe we'll see someone like him again, but he was just absolutely monstrous. I don't actually understand how he was even able to do what he did, but he was able to do wonderful things and monstrous things to the opponent. You know, I mean, wonderful things for us and monstrous things to them. So, you know, that was obviously great. However, as I say, that was rare. I think that was indeed a rarity, and certainly something we're not really going to see that often. So I was very, very pleased to be witness to that, because that was, I'm still just like so shocked. Actually, so shocked by that entire, you know, that entire event that I just think, wow, I'm surprised I was witness to that, to be honest. Anyway, let's just execute this guy as well. Were there only 2 vassals? There were only 2 vassals that we got into that particular fight. That's really, really weird. All right, well, whatever the case, we have a disorganized state right now, so I'm not going to be able to catch up to these guys, unfortunately, but. Yeah, well, that's just how it's going to have to be. We are moving really, really fast now, by the way. 3.8 speed in comparison to these guys moving at 3.3. So I will be able to catch up to them really, really easily now, thanks to my scouting skill. Unfortunately, yeah, it's still not enough because I am, of course, running around with a very large army. That is making a big difference too. Anyway, that is indeed going to be it for this episode. I will attempt to continue reducing the security. As you can see, the security is actually maxed out right now in GALEND. But you can see here, it has walls, level 3. The food stocks are doing relatively well. It's got a decent amount of pretty much everything else. It's got good loyalty and all that wonderful stuff. The main reason why I actually wanted to take an empire town is because then we would actually be the owner of the town and we wouldn't have any problems with the culture being different. But maybe we can do something because I think we have a Vlandian. Yes, Orgunda is the Vlandian companion, so we could potentially make her the governor, and maybe that's gonna make a bit of a difference. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.